My lovely students and my dear viewers, welcome to my channel Mathematics Made Easy. So as promised in my last video, today's video is going to be part 2 of graphing inequalities in two variables, and in today's session you are going to see how to solve a question if the test point is not 0, 0. So let's get started. Before we move on to a question, I want you to recall from the last video the three-step solution for graph of linear inequality. In step 1, we think of the inequality as an equation and we write it in slope-intercept form. We use the definition of slope equal to rise over run and the y-intercept to graph it. Then in step 2, we include with a solid line if the inequality includes the equal to sign, and a dashed line if the inequality does not include the equal to sign. In step 3, we use a point that is not on the line to test. This is a very important thing. I'm going to underline it. Use a point that is not on the line to test. So if your line that is given to you in the linear inequality, in the question that is given to you, if that line includes 0, 0, or is lying or passing through 0, 0, then in that case you cannot take 0, 0 to be the test point. So if the point makes the inequality true, you shade that part of the region. If the point does not make the inequality true, you shade the other part of the graph. So this is all the steps that you are going to follow for graphing the linear inequality. And now let's take an example. So I'm going to take the example of a linear inequality 3x plus 4y less than equal to 0. Now let's do step 1 and convert it into an equation. So 3x plus 4y equal to 0. This is the equation. Now I want you to look at the graph of this equation. Is the graph of this equation passing through 0, 0? Let's convert it into slope-intercept form to get a more clear picture. So 4y equal to minus 3x, y is equal to minus 3 by 4x. Now, since there is no y-intercept, it is taken to be 0. Now you compare this with y equal to mx plus b. What is the slope? The slope is minus 3 by 4. So this is your rise over run, and your y-intercept is 0. Now this is interesting. Y-intercept means the value of b is 0. That means this equation, this line, this graph is not going to meet the y-axis. Not going to meet y-axis. If it is not going to meet y-axis, it means it passes through origin. It passes through 0, 0 because the y-intercept is 0, so it passes through 0, 0. Now if you have seen the three steps which I've shown you in the last slide carefully, then you know that for the test point, for moving to step 2 where you choose the test point, you always choose a point which is not lying on the line, but you know from step 1 that 0, 0 lies on the line. So you cannot take 0, 0 to be the test point. This is the trick. So the test point 0, 0 cannot work for this equation or for this inequality 3x plus 4y less than equal to 0. So we have to choose another point. Let's choose 1, 1 because it is not lying on the point. So 1, 1 does not lie on this line. Y equal to minus 3 by 4 x plus 0. So we can choose. Let's substitute. So x is 1, y is 1. So that is less than equal to 0. That means 7 is less than equal to 0. But this is false. This is not true. So if this is not true, that means the area where 1, 1 is going to lie will not be shaded. So let's see now the solution of the question. This is what I have already explained to you, and I hope you have understood how we take 1, 1 as the test point. So the important thing you got from here, that 7 is not less than or equal to 0. So this is false. That means when you are going to graph the area, this is how the graph of the line looks like. You shade the point which is not having 1 comma 1. So this is 1 comma 1. You shade the other region. So this is going to be the answer of this problem. And because the test point is not a solution of the inequality, we shade the half plane that does not contain the test point. So we shade this area, and this is how the graph of 3x plus 4y less than equal to 0 looks like. And this is an example where the test point 0 comma 0 fails, we do not take. Now an important thing to tell about test point is for most of the lines the point 0 comma 0 will work. As you see in this problem, only those lines where 0 comma 0 is lying, the test point will fail to lie. So therefore in that case you can take the test point as 1 comma 1 or 2 comma 2 or anything. I hope with this video I have answered all your queries about the test point for all my grade 8 elite students. Until then, this is Mr. Chikar signing off from today's session. See you in my next video. Bye students.